but it's gotten noticeably colder outside in the last hour. So freezing that Witold and I decided to come in and try some traditional food here in the old town of Riga. We've chosen a restaurant called Mildas, and it has actually Michelin recognition, the Michelin Bib Gourmand, so it should be a treat. Really looking forward to it. I've chosen traditional Latvian black pudding with sauerkraut and beetroot salad, potato puree and sour cream. The reason for this is Witold, who's just joining me, assures me that this is a Christmas dish in Latvia, and the waiter has said the same. Other choices though could have included duck breast with pumpkin puree, deer fillet with pumpkin, trout fillet with potato wedges and tomato spinach salad, or traditional cabbage rolls filled with buckwheat, pumpkin potato puree and pickled cucumbers and tomato sour cream sauce, which I'm sure would have been delicious, but we had something similar in Romania earlier in the trip. Now, all of those main courses are priced between 18 euros and 35 euros. In fact, most of them are around about 25 euros. When you consider that this is a Michelin Bib Gourmand restaurant, I think that also represents excellent value. But of course, the proof is in the pudding, in the black pudding. So once we've tried that, we'll know if it really is worth the accolades and worth the price tag. Witold, tell me a little bit about this being a Michelin Bib restaurant.
Yeah, sure. Obviously, Latvia was never really a destination for Michelin restaurants of Michelin Guide itself to come into the country. It's fairly new. Only 2 years ago, from my knowledge, they started arriving and learning about the restaurants and actually giving reviews to them. And this restaurant called Milda, as you can see, actually has been quite well known by the locals, and the locals usually come here. And actually, they're the ones that recommended me to come here for the first time. And the food here is actually quite authentic. Actually, it's quite delicious. It's very plain, very simple, nothing extra France or crazy, but it's very delicious actually.
So very nicely they brought us some amuse-bouche, as the French say. It's Michelin after all, and there's some traditional dark black bread from Latvia, and also I think some rye bread on top, and also a little bit of chicken liver. So we're going to enjoy trying this in a moment. The bread has a crunchy edge, soft inside, with some sunflower seeds, and the chicken pate has a lovely livery flavour. It's just so smooth. And I just need to try the darker bread, which is so typical of Latvia. But rye bread, the taste of the rye coming out beautifully. Such a nice way to start the meal. So the main course has arrived. It's actually very quick, but it looks fantastic. You can see the sauerkraut, red cabbage, also little bits of sour cream, so typical of the region. The black pudding, looking like little chimney pots on a bed of puree, potato puree. So really looking forward to this. I know black pudding isn't for everybody, but I love black pudding in England, and I love boudin noir in France, so this is going to be fun. In the meantime, Witold, so if you turn the camera around, who's on a very tight time mission to also get to Germany. He's got a flight to Germany. But you're having a cream of mushroom soup, is that
That's
right?
Correct, that's correct.
But look how it's presented in the beautiful brown loaf of bread. That's absolutely fantastic as well. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's give this a go. Where do I start? I think I have to start with the black pudding. And I'm just going to scoop up a little bit of the puree. Wow. It's rich. And actually, the potato is tremendously smooth, and so is the black pudding. It's delicious. I would say the biggest difference with UK black pudding is that this is smoother, almost like the consistency of a pate, but also it's got a smoky flavour. And that is wonderful. Let's try it with some of the sauerkraut, which doesn't really look like sauerkraut normally looks like, but oh, it's lovely. It's kind of raw cabbage, not really any vinegar at all, but beautifully, I think it's just gently marinated, pickled, and it tastes superb. Now let's see, with a little bit of black pudding, a little bit of cream, and I think there's some dill and coriander there. Yep. That's great. It was a genuinely very enjoyable meal, and unfortunately Witold has had to leave because he's got to catch a flight to Germany, to Dortmund, where we were last week, of all places, in order to watch Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. That's his team. The meal here, excellent value. 23 euros for the black pudding, which was so beautifully presented and so tasty. 12 euros for Witold's mushroom soup, which was a meal in its own, particularly with that beautiful bread crown, really, that it came in. And also my beer, which was a local Pilsen, very nice, drunk to the bottom nearly, 7 euros. A total of 42 euros, which I think that for a Michelin Bib restaurant is pretty good value, really. So I'm very happy. See you later. I was just praising you.
Yeah.
So it's good, right? Yeah. Thank you very much.
You need a copy of the receipt?
I would, yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Have a great day.
You too.